Yeah, we bring reviews of your house. Talk to our dudes of your house. I bring my views of your house. Wrestling truths of your house. We talk to you in your house. We keeps it cool in your house. We keeps it cool in your house. I'm spitting truths in your house. Yeah. Mark's hating on his fans. Becky's niche on the man. Play with two like a lion. Household a dangerous alliance. I am like Cody, and I'm overcoming like Kobe. No, they cannot hold me. Come listen, I'm hosting, critiquing, I'm boasting. This wrestling I'm knowing.
My name is Brian Pillman Jr., and you're listening to the In Your Howse podcast.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to In Your Howse, starring Alakan House and my man, Michael Hutchison. That's Mikey Hutch. This is the People's Podcast. Hey guys, you already know who it is. It's your boys, Con and Hutch, ready to get at work when it comes to the professional wrestling business. That is what we do, and hey, we love it. So let you guys know where you guys can listen to this at. You guys can listen to this at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Himalaya. Hey, you don't have an Apple device? That's all right. We're on Google Play. Anywhere that you guys are, hey, we can get to you. So you guys already know what we've been doing, and that's working on a daily basis. This grind don't stop. The marathon continues, and so does the hustle. So man, it's been so incredible. Just this rise, this rise that we've been having. And the reason that I bring it up is because, man, this past week we dropped our pilot episode for the video show, and Michael, I gotta say it was a success. What do you think, bro?
Yeah, I gotta say, I don't think we did too bad for our inaugural episode, our pilot episode.
Yeah.
It's again, all of this is something that, to be completely honest with you in the household, because as the kids say on the streets, I keeps it a stack.
Yes.
As it were. Or to go a little bit retro, I keeps it 100. But yeah, man, this is something I never saw myself doing. The podcast, let alone this. Oh, man, how do you know what you call what we did? I mean, it's a variety show, a talk show. I mean, just the In Your House show. I mean, it and I'll say it was a blast. It was a blast to do.
I had an absolute blast.
And a lot of good feedback. I was nervous. I ain't gonna lie. I was nervous as hell.
Bro, and I totally understand it, but when I finally watched it, like when it was all said and done, and Riddlement, Paradox, and Tylerman threw us the video, and man, when I watched it, I was like, man, this is like, it took me a couple times to watch it, but I was like, yeah, this is good shit. Like, this is just straight good shit.
Well, and when you mention that, and man, those Riddlement kids, those guys, just immensely talented. And I knew once this partnership happened with them. Yeah. I know it sounds cliche, but I'm like, the sky's the limit.
Yeah.
Because these guys with laser precision focus, they can do anything.
Oh yeah.
Anything that they want to do, they can do it. And to have them on with us, shit, dude, I'll say the line that I said to you guys, we're like Voltron. We're all forming together, and once we are to form as one, we're taking over the world, baby.
Oh yeah.
We're taking over. And again, it was just so much fun to do, and I think that showed in the product. And going back to my nerves.
Yeah.
As you said, when you watched it, that's when my nerves eased.
Yeah.
Because I saw, and I don't mean to sound egotistical, I'm not saying this because of my part in it, just it as a collective, it was money. I mean, I know that sounds bad, we're putting ourselves over like this on our own show, but I'm like, this was just like, it flowed well. It was edited well. I mean, everything pieced together.
Yeah.
And sure, it was rough around the edges. There's a lot of room for improvement.
Sure.
I need to not look at you as much, but I'm sorry. I'll profess my love for you right now. What episode are we on?
We are on episode 78.
78. You know what? Episode 78. I'll say it 78 times. I'll scream it from every single mountaintop on this globe that we're on. That's right, it's a globe, you flat earthers. I don't know what the hell Kool-Aid you're sipping on, but Jesus, tap dance and Christ, put it down.
Yowie wowie.
But I love you, Con.
I love you too, man. I love you
I
too,
love
man.
you, bro. I love you. It's guy love, all right?
Yep, it's a little bromance.
Bromance.
There it is. It's a
Guy
bromance.
love.
And you know what, man? I really feel like, and speaking of love, man, I really feel like when I watched that episode, I saw the love in it, and not just from us, but from the Riddleman kids too. You know what I mean? I mean, and location. Jason just came and just blew us all freaking
The
away,
promo.
bro. Oh.
He just threw those cards, and you know what? I'm gonna say, I saw the bars, bro. Like, this store is no joke.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like Fort Knox, bro. I'm talking like stacks upon stacks upon like. I mean, it's this store's no joke. I'm telling you, man. You guys want to do business with this place? You guys want to do business with this place? It's a good place.
Oh, so much cool stuff going on there, and then they also do Magic the Gathering as well, bro.
Yes, and I'm telling you, man, we really need to get on that. I need to get back into it.
I want to get into it.
Yeah, I know you'd love it. I know you get hooked. I know you, bro. I know you. And again, Household. I don't know if any of y'all out there play it, but if you haven't, you need to get hip to it. It's good stuff.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it, man. I really am, because it's something I've been wanting to get into for years, and now I go there every Thursday anyway, so why not give it a shot? So and just so you guys know, the reason I say we're going there every Thursday is because we're doing this weekly. We're doing this again. We're giving you something so cool, so awesome, something that I don't think anybody is giving you, man. Like, we're giving you a professional wrestling talk show. I don't know too many people that's doing that, bro, and I think that's the cool thing about it, that what we're doing on our level independently, because we're independent, and Michael, bro, I don't think what we're doing is being duplicated. I think we're very one of a kind, bro.
I do as well, and I think that's why people seem to be kind of noticing us a little bit, and because we are a grassroots movement.
Yes.
As you said, we are independent. We are not sponsored by anybody. Any equipment that we are using has been purchased by ourselves.
Yes.
Khan, threw down for the laptop that I do believe is currently using to facilitate this podcast that's going into your ear holes right now.
Yes.
I threw down on an iPhone ZXRW15372. Carry, steak, little bit of peas. I don't know. But I got a fancy-ass iPhone that cost me a shitload of money to try to sound better for you people.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not trying to brag. Because we want to put out the best show that we can for you.
We care, bro.
We do. We care because, at first, again, we wanted to start this just as we have cool conversations. We should record them and put them out there. Maybe some of our buddies will listen to us. Yeah. Right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But then, as we've said, all this crazy stuff started happening. Then we're like, hey, we should do a face. We're just taking this show that we're doing, this video show that we're doing, is the next logical step for us.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking we're probably going to start a YouTube channel as well.
Yep.
I think, just have them uploaded there. That way, you guys can go back and, watch the shows at your leisure. I make an ass out of myself on those. Let's face it. I had a tinfoil hat on, and it was just, and that wasn't really planned. It was just something that we just
did it on the fly.
We just kind of did, and I think that's what it's, because I don't know how you guys feel about improv. Yeah. I'm a big fan of improv, like whose line is it anyway, and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Because that, to me, and not that I'm trying to say that we're on those guys' levels, because again, not even close, bro. I'm a jobber. I suck. I'm the worst. Again, look how uncomfortable I must have looked on camera. I mean, yeah, I must have played it off okay, but again, I was uncomfortable as hell on that, and I feel like that'll do nothing but get better. But again, I'm just keeping it a stack. Yeah. I'm keeping it a stack with you guys, man.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's just it. And again, we welcome feedback. We welcome constructive criticism. And the criticism that we have gotten thrown at us, let me put you guys over in saying that the way it was delivered to us was fucking perfect.
Yep.
Perfect. You guys pointed out stuff that needed to be pointed out, yet you weren't a dick about it.
Facts.
And that right there, and one thing that was acknowledged, or that was pointed out, was already acknowledged by myself, as far as stuff I need to work on. And again, I appreciate that feedback.
Yeah.
And as far as the audio and stuff like that goes, as far as like the music playing in the background and, stepping on our lines and stuff like that, of course it wasn't intentional. Our people caught that, and it will be addressed. And we welcome that, man. I think that's awesome, and we welcome that kind of feedback. So thank you.
Absolutely, thank you guys, and and just thank you guys for watching, for real, because I thought it would be a hit, and I thought that it would be something big, but to see it actually happen and to see people inboxing and commenting oh, I liked this, I liked that, it just feels good, man, because we really worked hard and really tried hard to give you guys something entertaining. We wanted to be informative, but not boring, and you know what I mean? And I think that we did that, man. I really do. So I'm so happy and so humbled that you guys out there in the household liked it. And I mean, we had people. When we finally got the a watch party working, we had people checking in from Canada, bro. Came in from Canada at the watch party and was like, hi from Canada, and I'm like, man, wow, this is cool, man. People are giving us a chance, and I mean, dude, shit Smart Say was an absolute freaking hit, you know what I mean?
That right there, I mean, I mean, I think if I was to pick out anything that was my favorite parts of the show, it was that segment, shit Smart Say, and the advertisement spot with Location Jason.
I agree with that too. I think it would be for me it would be shit Smart Say, Location Jason, and then you with the tinfoil hat, and then the way you broke down, because a lot of people not a lot, I'm over exaggerating a little bit, but a couple people came to me and was like, wow, your co-host Michael, that was really I didn't think of it like that. That's cool. And I was like, man, see, that's awesome, because not only are we entertaining them, but they're listening to us, Michael.
Well, I mean, sip upon that Kool-Aid, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
it'll work out better than Jonestown. It's not going to be it's not that kind of cult. You know what I mean? We're a fun cult over here.
Yeah, we're fun.
Yeah, but yeah, man. I mean, again, it's just a perspective. I'm not trying to go back to the cult reference, but I'm not trying to preach the gospel over here. I'm not trying to say what the words that I speak is absolute.
Yeah.
It's just what I saw in the vibe that I got when I witnessed it. And I welcome the dialogue, and that's awesome to hear that. Because I didn't know you got that feedback.
Yes, I did.
And I was hoping that maybe that made at least one person go, huh?
Yep.
Well, that's interesting.
It was more than one person.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
And that's great to hear, because again, I think there is something to that. Not to try to go back to that, because I think we said all we needed to say on the live or on the Facebook show.
Yes.
And for those who haven't, perhaps if you're listening to this and you haven't went back and watched that, first off, what are you doing?
What are you doing? Are you living under a rock?
How have you gotten this far and not hit the pause button?
Yeah.
And went and watched it, and then came back. No, first off, hit the pause button.
Yeah.
Watched it. Went and bought a shirt or two on ProWrestlingTees.com. Came back, hit the play button, and then had us back entertaining you here on this episode. So
exactly.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? What are you doing? Definitely go buy a shirt. While he's
buy a
bringing that up,
shirt.
that's www.prowrestlingtees.com/inyourhouse, and also go become a Patreon, patreon.com/inyourhouse, $1 tier, $5 tier, and of course the $15 tier. Break it down as this: $1 tier gets you shouted out on the show. $5 tier, we will talk about your we will talk about the topic of your choice here on the podcast, and also it makes you eligible for the now newly presented Madhouse Championship. You will be eligible for that. In the $15 tier will have you eligible for the championship, of course, but we'll bring you on the podcast. We'll talk to you on the podcast about whatever topic that you want to talk about, and I think that that's just great. And Michael, we got a couple of different things that we wanted to talk about today as well.
Yeah, we do. We got some fun topics to talk about today, and I'll even throw an additional topic in there.
Sure.
Once I have, and you guys, I appreciate the contribution, and you guys who want to throw in, I do believe we got a new $5 Patreon subscriber, right? Didn't you tell me that?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
We do. And you know what? I appreciate the contribution.
Yeah.
I do. I appreciate the participation, but I got some bad news for him. I got some bad news for him. I got some bad news for you. I got some bad news for Paradox, Tyler, Location. Once I get my mitts on that strap, bruh, nobody's getting it. Nobody.
Oh, really?
Really. That kid, the dude, whoever it is who's contributing that $5, he's just going to be getting the stuff talked about on here, and he may get a spot on the show. He's not getting that strap, though, and neither are you.
Well, I do plan on being the longest reigning Madhouse champion in the history of the In Your House talk show, so it's going to be a little bit hard for you to get a title reign with as long as I'm going to be holding it, bro.
You have to get it first, and when I do get it, you're not going to attain it. So those words you speak are just fantasy. Hyperbole. Bullshit.
You know,
anyway, let's get back to the show here. Enough about me. Let's talk about me. I love me.
Oh, we're absolutely gonna get on to the subject at hand, but it would be crazy, bro. It would be crazy if what if the characters of the In Your House talk show were able to, I don't know, cut promos about what they're gonna do when they become champion.
Well, I think you might be onto something there, and ladies and gentlemen, you just might have to tune in to a future upcoming episode on the Facebooks and whatnot.
Yeah. Oh,
because that just may happen. That just may happen.
And that's something that you guys definitely want to check out. If you guys want to be entertained as much as you guys were entertained on the first episode, check out the upcoming episodes, because we got a lot of fun stuff for you guys. Me, Mikey, Hutch, and our gang of misfits. Hey, we just love to entertain you guys. So that's what we're gonna do. And man, and speaking of another title that's 24/7, just like the Madhouse Championship, let's talk about the 24/7 champion. We want to talk a little R-Truth, man. R-Truth and what he's doing with the 24/7 championship. And what I wanted to talk to you about today, Michael, is this. I brought up a subject a couple days ago, and we were like, I think this is something to talk about, and that is this. Michael, I ask you, and we'll get into a little dialogue about it. With the great work, in my humble opinion, the great work that R-Truth has done as the 24/7 championship, as the 24/7 champion, that is, I mean, he is really, you know what, I'm not going to dance around it. I think he's the most entertaining champion on the show right now. So, with that being said, Michael, what do you think about taking R-Truth and giving him an opportunity to run with either the Universal Championship or the WWE World Heavyweight Championship? What are your thoughts on that, bro?
I'm kind of a mixed bag with that. I feel like when you ask me, and feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, because this is just purely an assumption.
Sure.
I feel like when you inquired with me on this initially, that you didn't think that I was going to be on board with it at all.
Yeah, I thought that you'd be like, maybe not. I don't know. But I was like, you know what? I'm just going to see what he thinks about it, because I don't know if I don't ask, you know?
For sure, absolutely. The only stupid questions are the ones that are not asked.
Right.
So and I'm glad you did, because as far as the talent goes, absolutely he's capable.
Yeah.
I feel like for him and would he be able to be looked at as a legitimate champion? The character that he has portrayed, no.
Right.
That there would have to be a lot of tweaks made, and he's so far into this character. Not that it's a bad character, because the R-Truth character is very entertaining. He cracks my shit up.
He legitimately makes me laugh, and that's tough to say in the WWE right now.
Absolutely, and there's so many times that they've given that man shit.
Mm-hmm.
Absolute shit to work with. Good shit, pal.
Yeah,
it's good shit. Get out there and do that shit. Do that dance shit that you do. You know, that Vince has given him bullshit, and he's went out there and he's made it just money.
Yeah.
Money, and gives no shits about making himself look like an idiot.
Yep, he just goes out there and he does it, man. I really, and just to interject real quick, and I'm going to let you continue, man.
Sure.
I just think about how when he went heel and was doing the conspiracy gimmick, and how entertaining he was doing that conspiracy gimmick, and then he dropped back down in the card, and he tried to make that little Jimmy thing work, and that ran for a while. But I mean, it got in my opinion, it got dumb. But that serious conspiracy theorist, like he was paranoid and stuff, that's a good R-Truth character that I think could have a real run. But I'm sorry, go ahead and continue.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And just to touch on the stuff with R-Truth that hits with me. Yeah, there's some of his humor that he does that it's, oh man, it's not quite on this level all the time. But like, I'm a fan of. I'm not sure if you're familiar with these films, but like the Naked Gun series and like Mel Brooks films such as like Blazing Saddles and Robin Hood Men in Tights and like that.
Yeah,
like that kind of humor, stupid in a smart way.
Yeah.
And there's so many times the shit that R-Truth has done that it's so dumb, but it's brilliant.
Yeah.
I mean, a recent example.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that he calls that hideous atrocity of a title. And again, I don't mind the 24/7 gimmick, but the title is garbage.
Yeah. We're being very clear about that. We do not like the title design. The concept has been great so far. Go ahead.
Exactly. And R-Truth is a major contributor of that. But
yes.
He just R-Truth makes it work.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I do.
And he just R-Truth makes it work. So, going back to him being a legitimate champion, he would need some character tweaks, because again, the humor that he does, you know, again, as I was saying, like, is akin to that, you know, that Naked Gun, Robin Hood Men in Tights, Mel Brooks type shit with stupid, smart, funny shit. And like you said, the conspiracy thing is great.
Yeah.
That is something they could have ran with, and I think they kind of chopped the legs out from under it before, too soon. And again, it's typical WWE.
Yep.
Happens all the damn time.
All the time. So,
but then again, you got Kofi Kingston, and again, I love Kofi. Let me preface this by saying I love Kofi. But you got Kofi out there who's the WWE champion, who's had a good run. They made him look strong as far as, they given him wins matches, and all that.
Yeah.
They haven't made him look dumb. But they still got him coming out, throwing out pancakes and shit.
Yeah.
And I get it. You're the happy, funny guy, but once the bell rings, you're legit. I get it. But in some ways, it's kind of hard to take you serious, because, like, I'm like, oh, look, the pancake guy's champion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, when I see you, I don't want to associate you with pancakes, bro. When I see Kofi Kingston, I don't want to think about breakfast.
Right, exactly, man, exactly. And
why you got me thinking
seriously?
Right, why you got me thinking about IHOP, bro?
Facts, man, facts. But back to R-Truth, man. Like, okay, let me ask you this: did you catch any of any of his NWA Championship run as Ron the Truth Killings?
Yeah, the NWA. Are you talking about like the thing he did like in TNA? Or
He was. Yeah, he was. It was in TNA, but he was the NWA champion.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Again, vaguely. Like I've seen like clips of it, promos, and things like that in some matches, and that is kind of what I kind of gauge my opinion off of as far as the talent goes.
Yeah.
And also the fact that the aforementioned chicken shit into chicken salad that he's done in WWE
for years.
For years he's done it, and so yeah, that reiterates my point back to why, and I'm glad you brought that up. That what he was doing with that, because it was great. It was great. He was believable.
He was very believable. I agree. He was very believable. He was serious. I'll never forget the promo that he cut in the ring with, it was the general manager. Who was it? Oh, yeah, Steamboat. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat at the time when he was the general manager. And the promo that he cut saying, how many times did you not get an opportunity back in your career? So why are you going to do to me what they did to you back in the day? And I was like, ooh, goosebumps.
Right.
Like, he can go there, bro. Like Truth can go there, and that's why I think that there's so many levels to Truth that even on the WWE level we haven't even seen yet.
Well, and again, it brings me back to the point that I know you've said it on here, I've said it on here, and I never really thought about this man in regards of us discussing that, but now that we are, yeah, let him be him out there. Yeah. Let Truth be, let him present his art, his character the way he wants to. If he wants to go out and continue to do this stuff that he's doing right now, so be it. But let him do it. Don't give him a script. Don't you guys try to put words in his mouth. Let him know what you need him to do and all that, and let him go out and do it.
Yep.
Because he's got the talent. He can improvise that shit. And again, if he can't hang, then as we've said, bounce him off there and get somebody else in there who can. Because that's what's going to work nowadays, I think.
I agree, man. I absolutely agree. I mean, and you got to think about it like this. You got to really think about it like this. This dude has been trusted with so much stuff in different promotions. Think about it, bro. He's been a TNA World Tag Team Champion with Adam Pac-Man Jones, a football player. They entrusted R-Truth to work with somebody with somebody that does not have that much experience. He's also the first ever African American NWA World Heavyweight Champion. The people don't even think about that. He's a former WWE Tag Team Champion, former WWE United States Champion, former WWF Hardcore Champion, and the current record 5-time WWE 24/7 champion, bro. Now that I'm talking about it, man, it's like R-Truth. He's done a lot in his career, and you don't think about it too much just because he's so solid, on the program, that it's like he just goes where he does whatever they need him to do. And that's why his career has been so illustrious, because I think he just does what he has needed to do and fit right into where he needs to fit in. And it's easy to forget when there's a saying, man, and I don't know if you watch Futurama as much as I do, but it was Robot God.
Yeah. I'm a little bit hip to it, but yeah, go ahead.
Robot God on Futurama said something that always stuck with me, and that applies to R-Truth. And that's this: if you do things right, it'll seem like you never done them at all. And that's how I see it with R-Truth. He's just done things right, and because he's done things right for so long, he's kind of flew under the radar. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's a very good point. That's very true. I'm with that. I dig that. Huh.
So yeah, man. We wanted to talk a little bit about R-Truth.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, and I want to touch on one more thing as well. Sure. That kind of popped in my head in regards to something in WWE that R-Truth did that I thought was great. Yeah. That really stood out. Remember when he was doing the smoking thing?
Yes, I do. That was that felt so unheard of in that time.
Oh, it really was, because he would give zero fucks. He would just go up out there outside of the ring and just flick ashes and blow smoke at Michael Cole and shit.
Dude, remember when he beat the hell out of John Morrison and blew smoke all over his unconscious body?
Yeah, like seeing that was good shit, because because he kind of went hard with that stuff for a minute. And again, that shit is, there's an awesome character within R-Truth that they kind of tapped into it a little bit, but they never really went full on, and I fear they never will.
I'm sad about that because he's so freaking talented.
Yeah, for sure, and it's going to happen, right? It'll happen.
What's that?
And you're absolutely right. He is immensely talented, but they're going to have him continue to do this silly ass shit. And again, he'll continue making gold because he's R-Truth, and that's what he does.
Yep.
Then he'll retire, and he'll be looked back upon as one of the greatest. He was one of the greatest entertainers of all time.
Yep.
And we are happy to have him in our Hall of Fame. Blah 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 blah. And yet, they'll talk about how great he was, but you're never going to give him a title run. You're never going to give him a serious look. You got him out here doing this silly ass shit all the time. I always felt like WWE is kind of like a proving ground. It's like you come in, they give you some bullshit gimmick to see what you make of. As a test. See what you can do, because I feel like in wrestling it's like it shouldn't matter the gimmick they give you. The fact that they're giving you an opportunity, you take that gimmick even if it's absolute dog shit. You go out there because they're giving you a chance. That promoter's giving you time. Yep. They're giving you a time to go out in that ring and perform art.
Yep.
And if it's a shit gimmick, you turn that shit into a diamond.
Yep.
Great. And you don't bitch about it. And I always felt like that's what it was with WWE. They give you some bullshit, then you do it, and then they're like, okay, and then they're like, they take you off TV for a while, then they bring you back. You're a more serious character. You're different, and it's striking because you're so much different than what you were before. Yeah. And then you stood out, and then you're going for you're in the upper mid card. You're doing kind of mid card shit, and then next thing you know, you're established there. You get a good Intercontinental title run. Boom, you drop that. Next thing you know, you're in contention for the heavyweight or the world title. Yep. Right? That's how it used to work. What the fuck happened with that shit?
Oh man.
Why is R-Truth marinating in this silly ass chicanery role? You know what I mean? Why? It doesn't make sense when he, as you said, that title rundown. I wasn't aware he held all of that. Yes. I knew he ran with, he was legit. But how can you let somebody who's carried that many straps,
dude, come in the NWA championship? He's worn the NWA championship, and we both know that the 10 pounds of gold is no joke.
Right. I mean, that again, a very illustrious, prestigious title.
Yes, sir.
And you got him out here doing this bullshit. And again, I'm not backstage. I don't know if he, because he's been there for a while, if he has creative control over his shit, and this is him. I take back everything that I've said, and he's perfectly content with where he's at. Yeah. And so be it, bro, because I'm sure you entertain a lot of people, and you got hella fans out there, kids and adults alike, including myself. So keep doing you, bro, and I'll shut my mark ass up. I don't know. But I just feel like he can do more.
Me too.
Man. You know what I mean? That's where I'm at.
I agree. I totally agree. I definitely want to see. I would definitely, in his illustrious, just the rundown of the titles and everything that he's done, and just how solid he's been throughout his career, bro. I mean, I don't remember hearing too much bad stuff about Truth. You know what I mean? I just hear he's always just there and available. You know what I mean? And I'm sure he nobody's perfect, but as far as what I've heard from R-Truth, he's just always been just down, man, for the business and the love, and he's got it. And I would just like to see him get one serious title reign before his career is over. We're getting to see it with Kofi, and that's excellent. That is great. So happy it's happening, and yeah, we're gonna critique it and stuff while it's happening, but when we look back, we're gonna be happy that Kofi Kingston was the WWE champion, and I really want the same for R-Truth. And man, yeah, man, and moving right along, man. as you know, I'm going to be doing commentary on October 5th, Heroes and Legends 13, Fort Wayne, Indiana. It's going to be featured on Fight TV, and so I'm going to be commentating. And you brought up somebody that also commentates on a much, much higher level than what I'll be doing, and just you wanted to talk about him a little bit, man. And that'll be our last topic for the day before we call this an episode. And both of us just go off and do our thing and enjoy our evenings. But you wanted to talk a little bit about Corey Graves.
Yeah, man. Corey Graves. I mean, there's not a lot of highlights in commentary nowadays.
Yeah.
And that's no disrespect. Again, because Michael Cole, as I believe we've said on here, the first and I believe only time I think that I've heard Michael Cole go without, a producer and or Vince McMahon in his ear telling him what to say. Because as we all know, Michael Cole is unfortunately Vince McMahon's marionette. His damn puppet, as it were. But the NXT UK tournament, they did, I think it was a year ago, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It sounded like Michael Cole was just out there doing his thing. And Michael Cole was fantastic. But, yeah, it's not what we're talking about. We're talking about Corey Graves. Corey Graves is entertaining as hell to me. Some of the one-liners and all that stuff he throws out there, and I don't know if I'm going to catch heat for this.
Go ahead, bro. You just do it.
But I'll say it like this. Whatever. Again, it's my opinion. It's subjective,
opinion,
as I said before. It's my opinion. He's not nearly on this level. Not even close. He's got a long way to go. But Corey Graves reminds me a lot of Bobby Heenan on commentary.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because Corey Graves has made me laugh out loud multiple times. Some of the shit that he says, especially the way he punks out Byron Saxton. What's his name? Byron Saxton?
Yep. Always punking out Byron Saxton all the time, every SmackDown.
There was a part on one episode of SmackDown where oh God, I'm trying to remember what even happened. Somebody was like running out and like they left their it was R-Truth. I think it was R-Truth. R-Truth was running out with Carmella.
Okay.
And Saxton wanted R-Truth to drop her and run. and Corey Graves went off on him. He was like, "Oh, you would do that, Saxton. You would leave a woman behind to save yourself. You suck, you sissy." and I think this was totally improvised because Corey Graves started laughing his ass off after he said it. and oh my God, what's the name of the other puppet that they have in the middle? Tom Phillips.
Tom Phillips. Yeah, Tom Phillips. Yeah.
Like I seriously think that like they're cloning Michael Cole's in like test tubes, and they're making them different. And it's like then they bring him up on NXT, and like if they could beat Mauro Ranallo in a shouting match, then they get a chance on commentary.
Yes.
I'll put my tinfoil hat on for that one. I don't know if that's true. I really just connected all those dots together just now in my head. There you go.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we do not plan this show. I literally just thought that, but there you go. I think that's the thing. They're growing commentators in test tubes.
But I don't think that's the same formula with Corey Graves, man. Because to continue on Corey Graves, man, like, dude is just
he's good.
He's good, and you'll have people say, "Oh, now he's on Raw and he's on SmackDown and he had his own show on WWE Network and we're just seeing him too much." Okay, that's fine if you think that at some point Corey Graves was being oversaturated, but the reason that they did that is because Corey Graves is good, and he should be seen as much as possible. If you're seeing a lot of Corey Graves, that means that they believe in him backstage. So instead of being pissed that you're seeing him all the time, be happy for the guy, because remember, he was supposed to be an in-ring talent. I remember watching Corey Graves in NXT and thinking, this dude has it. He's a badass. He was the savior of misbehavior, and injuries caused his in-ring career to end. And you know what? Even though his in-ring career ended, his professional wrestling career didn't, because now he's a professional wrestling commentator, and guys, he's killing it. So instead of hating on him for seeing him too much, let's be happy for the man that he had a new lease on life in his career.
Facts. And I will go on record of saying this right now. Corey Graves, barring any kind of any kind of cataclysmic failure on his end, be it some kind of scandal or any kind of shady shit like that.
Yeah.
Corey Graves will go down as one of the greatest color commentators of all time. I will not say that he will surpass Bobby Heenan, because Bobby Heenan personally to me is my favorite color commentator of all time. Jerry Lawler can kiss my ass. He's got nothing on Bobby Heenan. And I'm not going to sit here and say I'll fist fight anybody, because, again, that's your opinion, but I'll gladly have a dialogue with anybody on that one.
I agree, man.
Bobby Heenan.
Yeah, I agree with you, man, because the thing about, and I've always said this about Jerry Lawler, and I love Jerry Lawler. I do. I don't got no reason to hate anybody. That's not how I get down. But here's my thing. Is that he was so, first off, he sat in with Jim Ross, and Jim Ross was kind, if you think about it, Jim Ross was kind of play-by-play and color, because he told the story, but he also reacted in big ways. And that's not to say Jerry didn't do anything, but Jerry was so protected by the Attitude Era, and he was really like puppies and this and that, and then just he was able to heal it up on commentary. But once that PG came in, man, I gotta tell you, Jerry Lawler got exposed big time. Big time.
Facts. And again, I'm not, to touch on that, because I know, for anybody, any of our old school fan, wrestling fans and stuff like that, that's a fan of Jerry, because I know Jerry's got a lot of fans out there. And, again, as I've said, it's subjective. It's just my opinion. Calm the fuck down. Calm down. Calm down.
Guys. Come on.
Take the caps lock off. Calm down. But yeah, I know Jerry's done some good shit. I've seen promos, in Memphis where he drew nuclear heat because of this, and the shit that he was saying that you could say back then that you can't say today. Hell, I remember a promo that he did on Goldust where he called him the F word.
Really?
Yeah, he called him because Goldust is a bit flamboyant and whatnot.
Oh, that word.
Yeah.
Oh, he'd never be able to get away with that ever.
Yeah, and I don't feel comfortable. I don't want that word polluting our podcast here, so I'm not going to say it.
Yeah.
But yeah, and again, that's that old school heat, man. And
yeah.
But again, it's back to Lawler's commentary. You're absolutely right. I think he got exposed as well, because I always thought he was cheesy anyway on commentary. But man, when they took away the PG or TV-14 or PG-13 or whatever back then, shit, it was a wrap.
That was the problem, bro. That dude, Michael. That was the biggest problem, and you have to. And once again, I have to be clear, if anybody is a fan of Jerry Lawler, or if he's listening to this himself, we mean disrespect.
Yeah.
This is what we do. We critique. We give you our honest opinion. And just because we give you our honest opinion doesn't mean that we don't respect and love everything that you've given to the business. But I'm gonna keep it real, man. I'm just gonna, no cap. I'm gonna keep it real here. I'm gonna say that, man, once he didn't have that TV-14 net anymore, he got exposed, and you have to grow with the business, and he wasn't able to do it, because I just remember, man, and personally it sucked, because I love Jerry Lawler, especially in the Attitude Era, but dude, some of those times on commentary was just painful, just so painful.
Oh, it's I mean, some of it was just groan-inducing, and you think it was painful back then? Go back and listen to some retro Jerry Lawler commentary now.
Ooh,
it does not age well. It really doesn't. And I get it. I'm not the type to say, oh, I'm offended, they should take that off the network because blah blah. I'm not saying that. Yeah. But facts are facts. It was a different time. It was a different era.
Yep.
And he was very crass and vulgar about women. And again, needless to say, shit wouldn't fly in 2019.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
But going back to our the man of the hour, so to speak, that we're conversing about, Corey Graves. Corey Graves is modern.
Yes.
Corey Graves is now. I mean, just from the look, from the tattoos, and and that makes him stand out because again, you don't see commentators who have tattoos on their neck and shit. But
dude, I'm gonna be a commentator with tattoos on his neck.
well, that's because you're a fucking hack.
Dude, but but my I'm sorry, that was good, but my point is that Corey opened up the door for guys like me. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I never imagined that I would see a tatted up dude like that sitting on the commentary table and straight killing it the way that he does. So Corey, thank you for opening the door for somebody like me to be able to sit in with Jason Saint, because that's not what they were looking for, bro. And it's so cool to see somebody like Corey Graves not just sitting in on commentary, but just straight killing it and being a generational commentator, man. And I just love it, bro.
Yeah, for sure. And and I don't have any tattoos or anything at all, let alone on definitely no tattoos on my neck.
Yeah.
Even though I definitely got a lot of real estate on that pack of dimes that's holding my head up. But hey, don't laugh at that asshole. Fucking hack. Anyway, but yeah, man, it's because there's always this negative stigma with tattoos. It's like, oh, tattoos, they're always on. You see tattoos on bikers. You got tattoos on prison inmates.
Yep. Thugs
and thugs and all that, and no, people have tattoos and it's okay. There's doctors who have tattoos, there's scientists who have tattoos, there's commentators who have tattoos, there's commentators who hack other commentators who have tattoos.
Hey, screw you.
But no, in all seriousness, that negative stigma that's been put on tattoos themselves is, pun intended, getting removed, so to speak. It's going away, and it's great. And in all seriousness, man, you're gonna. I can't wait to hear you on commentary, brother. You and Saint's gonna be awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Bro.
I can't wait. I can't wait. And you guys better get it. If you ain't there, if you ain't watching, y'all better download it on Fight TV.
Oh, get it on Fight, guys. Definitely get it on Fight. Definitely, this is going to be a huge opportunity for me. So that's why when you talked about bringing in commentators or talking about commentators, and of course specifically Corey Graves and everything that he's given to the business after he was sadly unable to continue his professional wrestling career, I'm so happy to see that he's doing so great on commentary. And it was a great subject to talk about Corey Graves, and I wish him continued success in his career moving forward.
Me too, man. Me too. And again, I look forward to. I look forward to hearing more from him. Corey Graves makes the most stale segments of Raw tolerable, because on those stale segments that they have on Raw, I'm not going to call out anybody. I'm not going to name drop anybody.
Yeah.
As far as to give an example, but you guys know what segments I'm talking about. Probably the ones you guys usually hit the fast forward button on.
Yeah.
Maybe you shouldn't, because sometimes Corey Graves is hilarious to fill in the staleness, so to speak. And that just kind of goes back to what we're saying, that the guy's pretty damn good at his craft, and that's probably why they have him on both shows.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm a big fan of Corey Graves, and maybe one day he will, hit the level of, a Bobby Heenan on commentary.
Yeah.
Or, just to play the devil's advocate, a Jerry Lawler on commentary.
Yeah.
And will be hailed as, one of the greatest color commentators ever. Because I think he's well on his way to that. And I gotta say, he's a pretty snappy dresser, too.
Yes, he is. Oh, I love his fashion sense is incredible. Totally love it. Love it.
For sure. I'm not gonna lie. If I had money, I'd probably hack his look a little bit. I couldn't pull off the bouffant hair and all that silly shit he does with his hair and stuff. But as far as his wardrobe goes, yeah, I dig that.
Solid,
yeah. But yeah, he's got a good look, and like you said, they have him on there because obviously they like him, and I think Vince likes him.
Yeah,
and I'm sure he's made Vince laugh more than once, and again, that's probably why he's there. So
absolutely.
Yeah, I like Corey.
Me too, man. Definitely great commentator, Corey Graves. A great subject to talk about, and just once again, we had another great episode here. So you already know what time it is, Hutch. Go ahead and plug away, brother.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and plug away on the Twitter that I've actually been slacking off on a little bit, man. I actually haven't tweeted in a minute. It's hard because, I work all the time, and, damn,
busy,
Mark
man.
jobs got me locked up. Anyway, yeah, if you guys catch me on the Twitter at Hutch IYH, give me a follow. We'll chop it up about whatever, and looking forward to doing the next episode of the video show.
Yes, sir.
Stay tuned for that, and when I say it every single time on here, regardless of what side you're on, what brand you watch, AEW, WWE, Ring of Honor. Poor Ring of Honor. Man, I really hope they can pick themselves up.
Me too.
Yeah, again, Ring of Honor, New Japan, doesn't matter. We are one. Much love to you guys. Much love to the household. Thanks for joining us. We'll catch you next time. Peace.
You heard it from my man, Mikey Hutch. He says it every single time. It's one of the great slogans of this show. Guys, understand that we are one. And guys, this episode was another great one right here, for sure, no doubt. But that's what we do here at In Your House. We just give you that work. So let you guys know where you guys can listen to this at. You guys can listen to this at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Himalaya. Hey, you don't have an Apple device? That's all right. We're on Google Play. Anywhere that you guys are, we can get to you. Hey, check us out. October 5th, Heroes and Legends 13, Fort Wayne, Indiana. Guys, check it out because we are the official podcast of Heroes and Legends 13. And if you can't be there in person, we really want you to be there in person. But if you can't, check it out on Fight TV and check out your boy Khan on commentary, tats and all, with Jason Saint. Guys, you gotta check this out. ProWrestlingTees.com/InYourHouse. Get these new shirts. Get this work. Get this shirt. I tell you this all the time. Hop on this bandwagon. Get on. Or get gone. Because the household, we going strong. You guys have a great day. And a great rest of your week. Peace.